Hey, welcome back to Goodnight Kisses. I'm your host, Kristen, and today is Friday, social media day. And we had some people last week pop on for Etsy shops, and we were talking about Etsy shops and some tips and kind of going through some basics about the store, even going through my store. And we looked at listings last week. So if you're interested in that, if we don't cover what your question is today, go back and look at last week's replay. If you have a question from this week, please write replay, and I'll try and get to your question in 2 weeks, because next Friday I will be gone. I will not be broadcasting at all. I'll try and sneak in a quick a moment. Maybe I'll do a live, like while we're driving kind of thing. I'm not driving, but just so you, I popped on officially next week. But anyway, like I said, so I won't be here next week. I'll be on a mission trip just on Friday to affect the live broadcast. So anyway, if you have a request for videos, of course, let me know. Write on replay. That way it really gets my attention. I do notice when you write that. So, I mean, not just general shooting the breeze, but like, if you have a genuine question. So anyway, thank you for joining me. Let me know where you're from. I love to see your shining faces because I love seeing the little icon with your face on there. I'm starting to recognize people's names and where they're from. So, good morning, Ada. And, we can take a look at your group. Your Etsy store this morning, if you want. I have kind of peeked at it. So if you don't want me to look at it, let me know. Don't look at my group, or I can't even, what are my words? I have not had much sleep. I've had like 2 hours of sleep. If you're part of my Goodnight Kisses Limited Craft Club, which I'm not having anybody join right now because I'm kind of frustrated. But if you've been on there, I was up all night because of frustration. So I'm very tired. Hold on. So, okay, good. Okay, we'll look at it. Now, this is all for positive feedback. This is like, I didn't really scan. I mean, I just kind of looked at your page just for a second, and I'm going to do it all kind of live, but this is positive criticism. This is like things to help you, obviously. And also things that I see that look great will encourage you. So if you have an Etsy store and you'd like me to look at it, or like others to look at it, and favorite your store or plug your store, please be sure, plug away. Today is plug day for your business. So as always, Fridays, just plug away. Your crafty business, as it's related. So anyway, so let me go back through the comments. I'm going to welcome everyone, and we'll get started here in a second. Oh my gosh, my tripod is it's a brain of its own. It's like moving. Good morning, Joanne and Betty, Ellie, Nancy, Stephanie, Gayla. Good morning, Anne Marie. I'm so glad that you're here. Marcola, good morning. And Carol is joining us. Good morning, Carol. She's commenting as Goodnight Kisses again this morning. Melissa says, my question is Addie related. Has anybody reduced from, everything jumped. See what I mean? Did you see my tripod? Has anybody reduced from the Addie with nooking? Would this work to make the reduce smaller? I have not, but maybe someone has. Any help to make it better, please? Ellie says, thanks for the link for the Etsy Live thing for next Friday. Thank you. That was actually my next thing I was going to tell everybody about. So thank you for reminding me. Cheryl, good morning. Good morning, Brenda. So I'm trying to fix my tripod. Oh, good. It's fine. Let me go. Sorry, I'm trying to see my computer behind the phone. The phone like is right here, and then I can't read. So let me go to it. Okay, there is a link that I put on the page, and I received an email this morning. I think it was this morning, whatever. It was in my inbox today. And I quickly saw it when I jumped on the computer to get ready. And Etsy, in their newsletter, had this thing. It's actually while I am on the road, actually probably just arriving to my mission trip next week. So I wrote on there that I'm interested in going, but really I'm just interested in whatever they're going to be putting on that group, because I won't be able to watch it live. But I wanted everybody to know about it. I'm not like hoarding information for myself. So what it is it's actually, they made it into an event page. I think the main page is called Etsy Success. But the event is called Live Q&A. There's no spaces between Q and then the symbol and holiday merchandising trends. And this is it says with the holiday season. I'm gonna copy the link here and put it in our thing here. It says with the holiday season approaching right around the corner, it's time to get your shop ready and tap into this season's trends. On Friday, October 14th, we'll chat live with senior merchandising specialist Emily Bidwell. That's fantastic, y'all. You know, when you can get on and you can learn from other business owners and merchandisers and CEOs, CFOs, you know, people about online help and marketing, do it. Even if you're just sitting there listening to podcasts and stuff, you can really improve your business no matter where in your business you are, whether it's just being at local flea markets to selling on Etsy to having a full-blown store somewhere. It's always good to keep learning new things. I don't know everything. I won't ever know everything. And so it's really nice to glean information from others. And I'm so thankful for that. Anyway, it says the Facebook live broadcast will begin around 12:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's 11:15 Central. And of course, 2 hours earlier for those in California. And 10:15 Mountain Time. I don't know about worldwide, so that's where my clocks stop in my brain here. So, and then they're supposed to post the link in the event page when they are live. Now, I'm assuming that maybe they're posting live from their Etsy Success page. I think that's a community page. So if you want to click on that and follow that page, that's great. I am going to go into another page. I've got tabs set up. Let me find what I'm talking right now where I'm live. Let me find the comment, and I am pasting now. You should see that comment come up in just a second. And that is going to be the link to the event. There it goes. You should see it coming up now. And let me go back and read. So there goes my thing again. Good morning, Melissa. Oh, smoother. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know about the Addie question. Nooking. Brenda, nooking, someone may have answered you, but I'm just now seeing your thing. Nooking is a way to knit with like a crochet hook, and then there's like this big long strand that's behind it. I have never done it. I had a nook sent to me with a bunch of looms that were given to me by Stacia Renfro, and I have been meaning to pick it up, and it's like one of those things I haven't done. So you can knit with a crochet hook without having to work with 2 needles at a time. So it's a different technique. Anyway, and then Robin, good morning. I see you hopped on. Let's see. Melissa, knitting and crochet hook. They've been running rope at the end. Sorry, I haven't said it very well. Kristen, what time is the Etsy live chat? I think I covered that already. You never heard of nooking. Okay. Yeah, I've been asked several times to look at nooking and make videos on it. Like I said, I have not tried it. So, yeah, you're gonna have to check out nooking. You may enjoy that, especially if you like to crochet. I also suggest, now I haven't tried it. I have seen it. Okay. So there's lots of things I haven't tried. I mean, man, that's the cool part about fiber arts. Like there's so many cool things to try, and people invent new ways to do things, right? Tunisian crochet, you can get some really, really cool looks with Tunisian, and it's just basically a really, really long crochet hook. It kind of looks like a knitting needle at one end, and it's I think it's probably similar to nooking, although, like I said, I have not nooked. That sounds really... Hey, I'm not knocking nooking. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Kidding. Anyway, so it's fun to learn new things, right? Mostly curiosity here. Unfortunately, I'm curious about all yarn crafts here at Gala. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, y'all like my tongue twister? We were doing in the car last night tongue twisters. Well, not last night, in the afternoon with the kids, and we were doing the tongue twisters, and that was kind of fun. Like Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, a peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, how many peppers did Peter Piper pick? And she's like, I know that one. Do another one. Red, leather, yellow, leather, red, leather, yellow, leather, red, leather, yellow, leather, yellow, leather, red. It's from Drama Days. Anyway, all right, I'm going to get on to the Etsy store stuff because y'all don't want to hear me do drama stuff. Good morning, Rosalie. I see you. Let's see. Where is, okay, I'm looking for the page because I want to be able to show, we're going to talk about, so basically if you have an Etsy store, oh, Dawn says, this isn't about Etsy. I'm going out of town Tuesday, so I can't ask it for later next week in the Looming Cast. Yeah. Dawn, you can ask your question here if you want, but after this broadcast, if you could do me a favor, if you can go to this week's Tuesday broadcast, and you don't have to watch it, but just go in there and like type replay and ask your looming question. Because what I do, my process is, before I go on that day for that broadcast, I actually look at the week before. I only look at the week before, and I look and see if there's any questions that are unanswered. And then if there's anything left over that I just kind of remember to go back and look at, but I won't remember to just come back to this one. I can't guarantee I'll remember. I mean, I might, but I can't guarantee that. And so I'm just saying kind of a best practice. If you want to ask me a question you want me to address, like maybe even the next day, go on that, the week before, whatever corresponds to that day of the week, go to the previous one and write replay and write your question. And then it will be relevant, and then I can answer it. Okay. Does that sound good? Y'all understand? Give me a thumbs up if everybody understands, or a love. Okay. All right. So, all right. Yay. Drama. I was a theater major directing. Oh, Anne-Marie. Oh, that's awesome. I was a stage manager, an assistant stage manager too. And I had a partial, it sounds really funny. I brought my stage manager kit. My drama teacher actually had recommended I do that. I actually brought my stage manager kit with me to college when I was going for my music ed major, and they were like, bring it to them and see if you can get a scholarship and work with their theater department. And I did. And so I actually I did stage managing. I managed helping stage managing while I was also doing a small minor role in an opera performance. I was Parpignol and La Boheme. And so I had to sing off stage for some of it. But yeah, stage managed at the same time. That was really hard, but I did it. The theater peeps understand. I did so much back of house stuff. It was not even funny in the backstage. So you did a ton of stage managing. I love it. It's so fun. I still remember, because I had to write down when people did sword fights on the stage, we did Romeo and Juliet, and then like some other things. I had to write down all the fencing techniques, because it was all mapped out, right? And so one thing I remember is when they get their swords, y'all, this is just a fun little tidbit that has nothing to do with what we're doing, but just because I love theater, I have to say this. So when the swords come in cross together and they're like, ugh, that's called core. I don't know why I remember that. I think I had to write it down several times. So I had to put down the choreography of it. Oh, wait, different drama. Oh, Linda says, wait, different drama. Yeah, teenage daughters, that's drama. And then we had drama in my group this morning from last night, which is not okay. Okay, I'm going to get started. Sorry. Okay, squirrel moment. All right, are we ready? All right, let me get the, let's get this flipped around here. Okay. All right, I'm going to move my screen. You know what? I think I can tilt. Oh, yes, I can do this. Okay. All right, this is Etsy right here. And, I'm getting all right, this is Etsy. And I probably need to make this larger, but this is Crafty Annie, who had been on here. And then here is Tropical Dream. This is Ada. Okay. So Ada, this is her store. There is no H. This is her store on Etsy. And we are here to kind of look at this and find out what grabs our attention, what's, Can you guys help me with feedback? So just tell me if there's a photo that you absolutely love, or maybe you're like, oh, I'd like to see a different angle or whatever. If you'd like me to click on something, I'm going to scroll down, or first just kind of go through it. So we have Ada AV or Avi, and then Tropical Dream is the name of the store. It looks like she's in Puerto Rico. She doesn't have any sales just yet. She's been on Etsy since 2006, probably buying things, obviously, or waiting to figure out what we're doing. Because a lot of times we do that. We get on Etsy and then we don't actually do anything with it, because many people do that. I think I had done that too. And then Tropical Dreams is, or Dream is her logo, which is nice and bright and everything. And then, and we'll kind of go back to that just for a second, or in a minute. And then we've got favorite shop, and then she's got 8 favorite shops. And then here's her profile over here. And then you can ask her a question, you can contact her. And then here's some of the things she has. She has 3 items. So all 3 are right here. Sorry, we had a connection issue and it stopped for just a second. And then we can come down here, and then it shows more items, and then it has about, and it talks about things about her shop. This is her first sweater. It's a wonderful way to show you and do. I need people to let me know about my work and how happy I feel doing this. So these are shop pictures. Now she's done something I haven't done. I'm going to go back through these one by one, but I just want you to see her thing. So this is a great thing. She's done a little shop slide photo thing, and I haven't taken advantage of this myself. It's actually one of the things that I'm dreading doing, because I'm like, oh, it's just one more thing. But I like when you're first setting up that you get it all done. This is a new rollout that they've had this year. So, and then shop policies. So she's got her shop policies here. Glad you found my shop. These are accepted methods of payment that she's allowed. And then she does insurance on shipping or whatever. And then it says tweet and share. So this is just allowing you to tweet and share. That's everything I'm seeing. Okay, so I'm going to scroll for a second. Before I say anything, I'm going to scroll up and see, because I think someone was commenting on one of her photos. Yes, Anne-Marie, you're Crafty Annie. And I have your page up next. Let me know if you want me to talk about that after we're done on this one. Cool. And Gayla says, I like the middle photo. Let's click on that middle photo, Anne-Marie. Oh, and Dawn says, Melissa, oh, this isn't for me. Heavens, I had enough looms to start a store. We gave them away. The store wants me to give more looming classes. Oh, that's great. Oh, and hers cuts off because it's really big, so I won't be able to finish reading that. But anyway, okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to click on this middle photo. Okay, so this is her item here. And she's selling this blanket, which I am going to botch how to say this. I'm so sorry. Tunacino and Catherine Wheel baby blanket. Okay. Is this the Catherine Wheel stitch? If it is, you might want to edit that, but if that's how you spell it in another language, because some of this I don't know. So just make sure and check spelling and everything, obviously. But anyway, this is a cute, very cute and vibrant blanket. It's really cute. I love the little the stuff you have in here. So let's click on here. Oh, this is outstanding. This is beautiful. I really like this picture. Ada, I would challenge you to make this your first picture. I really like this. I think that it stands out really well. This one, it does look nice, yes. However, the background on here, let's say that the background on here was all white and then it was just the blanket. That's what would bump this photo up, okay? So even if you were to say, like, you've got this really nice glass table, even if you had like a white sheet, and then if you laid this on top, you could basically make your own backdrop, but make sure that you don't have any flooring underneath it and everything. What happens is everybody notices everything. Like, I'm noticing reflections of things in the glass table and then some other things underneath. And then we've got a little bit of an arm in the photo here. And it's not a terrible photo. It grabbed everyone's attention. It's wonderful. What you've made is beautiful. But this picture right here is actually more dynamic. It's really colorful. It grabs your attention. It's not too busy down at the bottom here, the stitch detail. And in fact, on online and not translated on my phone. Like, it doesn't look as brilliant to me on the phone, and it does look great on the phone because I'm looking at what you guys are seeing too. But actually, when I look at this on my browser, it looks great. And in fact, let me go back to your main page, and I'm going to put in your shop because I'm going to let people know in here. This is the page that, let's see, Ada's Etsy. Okay, so we're going to see Ada's Etsy store. So if anybody wants to go check it out later, I just want you to know that sorry, these are all my pages that are up. Okay, so anyway, that photo is really nice. Okay, so she's got the name of her blanket, and she's got how much she's selling it for, and that there's one available, and it's made in sock yarn. That's really good to know. Oh, so it's a nice fine weight, and it only ships to United States from Puerto Rico. That's great. So she's let us know. And so, yeah, you want to make sure and double check this, because if you don't want to ship internationally, you need to set up the parameters to where you're going to sell it. So that's really good. I can ask a question, and then, okay, so item details. Now, what she's saying is she's done it in the Chinosino. See, I don't even know that stitch. And Catherine wheel stitch, I'm assuming is Catherine. You're going to need an H in there. Catherine, I think that's how you spell it. You just need an H after the T. Wheel stitch, added ribbon on the four corners, blanket measures 39 by 33, done in two colors. I would make sure and add maybe a little bit more language to it. There's something called search engine optimization, SEO. And if you want to Google that, you can. I can talk a little bit more about it. But what really works really well, go to see other shops and see kind of what works. You can go to my page if you want. I'm not the best, but I actually did pull what I did. Let me just look at me so you're not just hearing me and see me point. What I did for my shop, I actually took like a copywriting class. Now, of course, I'm not great and I don't memorize everything, but I do remember them saying that, to give some language, some pretty language about what it is. But you also want to get to the point too, like, and you could even say it would be a beautiful dedication or christening blanket. It would be a great, baby blanket, give suggestions or bullet point, suggestions of what kind of gifts it would be good for. Because also when people are searching for those things, it's going to pull those keywords out for you in their search. And so if you can think of things that it would be helpful for, totally put that in the description. Okay, like use all that. They give you all that space to write as much as you want, and so do that. If you have anybody who's ever given you any feedback on your work, you have like a quote from them or something, you could post that in there, even though you don't have any reviews just yet. So you want to put some feel-good language, and then you want to obviously give like the basics about it. You've given good information. I would put the thing about the sock yarn in this, you can say it's a finer weight yarn or whatever you want to say. Maybe it's Tunisian. I don't know. See, I don't know everything. Anyway, just make sure that your spelling is on it. But I will say, if someone's buying, so if it was a pattern, writing things like that are helpful. However, if someone's buying it, buying it just to use, like just anybody who's not a crafter, they're not going to know or care what stitch it is. Now they might, okay? Then you can still have it on there. But if you're going to have it on there, make sure everything's spelled right. But also, I would definitely kind of give it some feel good words. Like, let's see, I'm trying to think what I would say. This beautiful, let's see, is it a baby blanket? Yeah. This two-tone baby blanket would be a beautiful present for a baby shower, or something like that. With detailed edging, embellishments, blah, 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 like make something, like kind of flower up the language, kind of feel good, what else? Blanket measures, and even like separating things like short sentence, because you've got it really short and that's fine. But I would expand a little bit, and then whenever you put something else like the blanket size, you can just write size and then, or size measures, and then put the size and have it separated. So like if here's a paragraph here and here's another sentence here and then a paragraph or something, separate them out with like as a paragraph form. Yeah, 2 colors. You can even write 2-tone. That's another way to say it. There's multiple ways. You can keep just the 2 photos, but you have an opportunity to do 5. You could do one where it's all laid out if you want. You could even, if you have a friend who has a new baby, you can see, hey, can I lay the baby on here? And we take a photograph, obviously with their permission, or have the baby wrapped up in it, or have the baby in someone's arms and you're just taking a picture of them, or maybe the little feet sticking out of the blanket, it's just like a zoomed in thing. Make sure the lighting's really good. Those are different things that you can do. Those things call attention, but the words and the copy is the part that's going to get attention. And then your shipping policies are pretty standard. And then it says $8. And those are kind of back of house things that you have to determine for yourself. I'm just going to hit favorite shop. Let me go flip back on here. Yes, care instructions. Thank you, Linda. That's what I meant to tell her. I was meant to say care instructions. So you can write care instructions and say how it needs to be cared for. Also including that whenever you ship it to someone. Some of the best things that I've seen and noticed, when people package what they send, you don't have to be crazy, but if you had like some nice tissue paper that you're going to put in a box or a package envelope, however you're going to do it. But I would wrap tissue paper. And if you have a card, you can put a card in there, or just a little note card and say, thank you for your order, and then maybe it includes the care instructions on the note card. It could be handwritten or you could print it off. You could go get some really pretty paper and print them off, pre-print whatever it is you want for your generic care instructions and a thank you, and maybe cut it in 4 ways, and it's just a real pretty paper, and you can just throw it inside an order. And when you wrap that up, maybe even get a sticker that has your logo on it, and then stick it together so when it's opened, it busts that up. You could totally do that, or include a sticker that's still on the little thing, and then that sticker could be used, I don't know. You can do whatever you want to do. I've just seen different things and I've received different things. Sometimes I get some people, I've had someone send me some beautiful yarn that they found from someone else's Etsy store, and that they bought it and then had it sent to me. And I was like, whoa, my gosh, this is a really cool surprise. And it was beautifully done and packaged. And the person who did it, obviously, they've had lots of sales. Well, that's what I thought. And so I go and look at them, and they have so many people comment on wow, I really love my order. I loved how it was packaged. And so what happens is word of mouth travels, and then people find out, and people start giving you reviews, and a lot of really good things come out of that. All right, let me go back. Would like to see a different pic of the green item in the first picture. Okay, I'm going to go back and look at that. This heirloom quality baby blanket can be a keepsake from generation to generation. Perfect language. That's great, Dawn. Stephanie says, to start a store, would you recommend a minimum number of items to start out and possibly a variety of types? Yeah. So, but we can certainly talk about that. But yes, you can work up, 3 to 5 items that you've already got and just start. You don't have to build up a whole lot of stuff. You can even just start with one. What I actually did is, if I knew I was going to be selling something to a friend, even locally here, what I did is I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make this transaction online because I need to get my Etsy store going. Do you mind if I put this up on Etsy store? And I even walk you through it. And then they were able to purchase it. And some even left me a review. Now they had to actually set up their own little Etsy account and everything, but it was a friend. And they didn't mind doing it because they were a friend. So you might consider, if you do sell it to someone local and you actually know them, it ends up being a friend, you might say, you know what, do you mind? And for your trouble, I'll give you a discount. You can give, there's ways to do discount codes in here. You can do it a one-time thing and only they know what that is, or it can be a recurring thing. So you'll have to check out how to do the coupons and stuff. Brandy, you've been told you have to have a business license to sell on Etsy. Is that true? Brandy, that is let me come back to that and don't let me forget. We can talk about that, but it depends on where you're from and your state. So what I would do is not rely on just any person to tell you that. I would consult someone who's in business. When I wanted to sell online in Etsy, I consulted an accountant. I consulted a CPA. So a certified public accountant, I think that's what CPA means. But yeah, so I consulted them, which I ended up hiring them, and then they let me know. So I can tell you more if that didn't answer your question. Okay, I have hats, monsters, felted items, and jewelry on your Etsy. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and you can make different sections of your store too. Like if you have a bunch of baby blankets, but you also have hats too, and then maybe you have scarves, you can make sections for those things. You can make a section totally for jewelry. I've done the same. I'm going to flip back and let's look at that other picture. Ada, is this good? Am I stepping on your toes too much? Let me know. We love you. This looks really cute. I want to see you sell this awesome blanket. It's beautiful. I think it's actually really a steal for $35. It's really good. Let's see. Where am I going? Okay, back. And you don't have to have a logo. To people who go, oh my gosh, I don't have a logo. That's okay if you don't have a logo yet. Okay, you don't have to have a logo to start selling something. Okay, so don't feel pressure for that. Okay, I have hit the back button and I'm sorry it's taking so long. For some reason, my internet is not. Let me go check my internet. Aha, I'm on the wrong one, so hold on. Yep, not connected to the internet. It's searching. Hold on. So sorry. There it goes. Hold on. Okay. Oh, good. Okay, thanks, Ada. All right, we're back. Green one. Someone said they weren't really sure about it. Does clicking on it help? Okay, so let's see. She's got 3 photos. Sorry, let me scroll up so you can see that better. Okay, this is her bullion fan shawl. Oh, and as far as like the names go, the name of your shawl or whatever, you know, make it into a popular search. I think Google Trends is something you can check Google Trends to find out trending names. So if you want to find something that someone's going to be searching for, now you can make it extra. Like you can, like if you want to call it this, you can also like in front of it, you can say, y'all help her come up with a name if you want to change it. But like sometimes what I do is I do a generic name for my pattern and then I actually write the pattern name behind it. And you can do the same for your blanket. Or I mean, not your blanket, your shawl. Okay, so let's click on the other one. Okay, this is it here. Okay, and then another one. Okay, in this case, it comes off like, okay, here's that glass table again. And so what I'm seeing is all this around it. And then this is a green, it's just all clustered and gathered together. And this one, like the way that you've decorated on here would be beautiful, but if it was on an actual person. So it's kind of hard to tell in the photo. Again, having a white background would be helpful, but you could, one thing you could do is if you have a solid fence, I don't know where you're from or what's available, even if you didn't have a model, you could maybe pin it to the fence somehow, like on a clothesline or something. Maybe hang up a white sheet and then pin this in front of that on the white sheet that's on the clothesline, or something like that. Hopefully it's not too windy. Or get a friend to model. You can model in front of a brick wall. That's a really good background if you don't have a good background. You know, if you have several things, then bring a little portable table, set out all your stuff, and then have the friend model multiple things at once. You don't have to have a professional. Just make sure you have some good lighting and try and get multiple angles. I take probably 15 angles of the same thing. And anyway, Etsy on here, Etsy does have some tips for how to take photos and stuff like that. There's lots of good forums for it. I get that you're doing a zoom in on here. This is good because I can see the stitch pattern a little bit, but it's a little blown out. Like, see how bright the light is right here? So what you want to do is make sure that it's not really blown out, but we're seeing some colorful things around. So if this just was white back here, this actually might, this might work here for a detail shot. Maybe even this area right here. Maybe even just laying that with a piece of paper under it and getting like a detailed shot of those. But anyway, yeah, someone stretching this out would be fantastic. The item detail just says shawl done, and the bullion fan stitch done here, and done in the edge done in salmon stitch. The size of this, like the width, and then how high how tall it is from the top of the shoulders. Like if this is like someone's shoulders, and then down. So this measurement here, the drop on it, and then from left to right, you'll want those measurements. And then here's her shop policies again. The price of it, $58. It sounds very reasonable. You see, handmade. Because I'm assuming this took you a while, and I don't know how much the cost of your materials was, or how long it took you. Handmade item, materials, yarn, light 3 acrylic. So she's saying what type of yarn she's got on here, which is great. Again, the care instructions are important, especially on an item like this, because someone say, ooh, I like that, but am I going to have to take care of it? If you know that this thing can be thrown in the delicate cycle of a washing machine, then go ahead and let people know that. Because, when people see that it needs to be hand washed, or if it can be put in the washing machine on gentle and line dry, or lay flat to dry or something, that's very helpful for someone buying. When it's not specified, the unknown is hard for people to make that purchase. So let's see. Some people may be commenting. I heard someone look at pricing. That's probably another day and another discussion. But quickly, just if you can make a note of how long it took you to make an item, and then and also how much the product, the yarn costs you. But what I would do is, when I say cost, like if you have to make a spreadsheet for yourself, if that works for you, you could write how much you spent, because you could have used a discount, or you could have gotten it free or whatever. But then even if you got it at a discount, make another column in your little spreadsheet, if that's what you're doing. Write down how much the retail price is of the yarn. Like, let's say that you had to buy it outright. See how much that is worth, okay? You're going to want to make that worth part of the cost of your material. Because here's the deal. What happens if her neighbor wants to buy it? Whatever. She sees it going down the road. Someone's like, ooh, I bought it from the XYZ. Can I get one? Sure. I don't know. Go check her site. If someone else wants to request that you make that again, if you know what the cost was, then you can maybe repeat that, maybe buy another color. But now you haven't sold yourself short. You don't have to be like, oh, I was only doing time on this because this yarn was for free. Like maybe that other one was $35 because all the yarn was free to you. So don't make that mistake. Go ahead. Obviously, here's another thing. You can list something for the price that it should be, and you can always give someone a big discount. Okay, you can give them a coupon code and do a discount. I've actually done that before. When I sold something, I put it at what I was going to sell it for, but it was a guy who was giving one of my best friends something for her birthday. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give him a big discount as a present. And basically I had him cover my cost on it. And that was something that we worked out. But in my Etsy store, it looks like that's how much this item is worth. And then that way, and then he gave me a review. And then that way, it really helped my store when it was in its infancy, like when it was a pretty young store. So anyway, that and sometimes people, what they do is they take the cost of something and then just triple the price and say that's the price of it, or they'll triple the price or double the price and then add on an hour's worth of time or 3 hours worth of time or whatever, and then you have to determine how much you're worth per hour. That's the very short version of that conversation. Joanne says, I've seen lovely pictures with shawls draped on tree branches or over bushes as well. Yes. And of course you have to be careful with whatever you're doing, because, you know, if it's going to snag or something like that, just be aware of your surroundings and what you're laying it on. And then when you pick it up, don't jerk it. So yeah, just be careful what you're doing. Pricing has what's held you back, Stephanie. Didn't feel like you could be competitive with the mass market items and get fairly compensated for my time. But maybe the Etsy community appreciates that aspect. Yes, they do. They appreciate that aspect, and the I'm sorry, I just had to do something. I can explain in a minute. I don't know if y'all can see what just happened. Maybe the Etsy. Okay, yeah. Anyway, so the Etsy community, yes, and people who are going on there do appreciate that kind of thing. I mean, I go in Joann's, and I know these people appreciate someone who can sew something really well, but yet they're going to have a little end cap of something that's like seriously sewn up in a sweat factory or knit up in a sweat factory, and then they sell that too. Because there are people who walk in the door that aren't really crafters, and they just go and they go, I want to buy something crafty and that's already made, and then they just do it. So that just happens. So did you guys see? I have a question. I need some feedback because I'm not sure if I'm having a network issue or not. So like tap your screen and give me love or hearts or likes or something. I need to know something because this is the first time I've ever had to do it. Did you guys see that I had to block someone? Please let me know. Okay. No. I don't know if they can see me. I'm going to tell y'all. I have had... Oh, you didn't see the block. Okay. I had someone writing in all caps, and you may have seen that. I don't even know if it deleted the thing. I have someone who started writing me, and... okay, Linda saw the caps one, though. Okay. They started writing me on my my public figure Kristen Mangus page, and then they started writing me on my Good Knit Kisses page. And the problem is I started responding really quickly because I just happened to be available. Her name's Rosalie, and I don't know what's going on, but she doesn't get it, and she kept starting to, like, just because I could answer one question, she would ask me like how to do something, and then I would answer, and then she would give me a completely different project, and she was like desperate for an answer, and then I would answer, and then she would do it again, and it kept going and going, and then she started getting really demanding, and then wanting to like call me, and like, so I had to block her. I actually had to block her in that thing, and then now she's hopping on live video, and I really don't like doing that, but I think she's becoming like clingy and kind of how someone was when they started stalking me a few years back, and so I had to kind of nip it in the bud. So oh my gosh, sorry, it just kind of threw me for a second, and it was crazy stalker style. So sorry, I got kind of thrown. I know it didn't look like it, but inside I'm like, because last time someone was like, what ages are your kids and where do they go to school? And, you know, so it gets kind of crazy. And so I was like, block. So I don't know if she can hear me or if it just blocked her post. So I'm sorry, Rosalie. You're going to have to go back and read the things that I gave you. Sorry, really bad distraction. Hey, Tammy, good morning. I see her hop on. She hasn't said anything yet. Yikes. Thanks, Michelle. Yeah, do what you have to do. Okay, we got one more item from Ada, and we'll go look at that. Yeah, it is scary stuff. Man, I love people, but they can, they still need to be respectful of other people, too. Thank you, Ellie. Yeah, yesterday was kind of crazy in our own group. Okay. Oh, this is cute. I mean, they were all cute. I love all your other stuff. They're really, really great jobs. This is cute too. I love this. Is this a pin that comes with this? That's one thing that you might want to answer, because I'm not sure according to your description. I'll show you all the description in a second. It looks like she's got 3 pictures. Let's flip through. Okay. Oh, this is cute. Oh, look at that. Okay. So that back picture is really nice. I'm thinking actually like a side picture would be good. And it looks almost like these are sleeves. Is this one that you can use like as sleeves, like almost like a bolero jacket a little bit? Okay, so this looks like it's a pin. Okay, so let me come back here. It says this is called a tennis sweater. It's worn over the shoulders and is tied loosely in the front. It fits small to medium, great for office where air conditioner can make you feel a little cold. Oh, I bet. Yeah, it's knitted. Comes with the accessories to make it look chic. Okay, awesome. Okay, so it did say it comes with the accessories. Okay, the size again would be good, and like maybe in a separate little paragraph. Like, you know, one thing to do that I like to do is if I write size in all caps and then put a colon and put like the size, and then kind of come up with a format. Like do feel good language here, and then the size down here, and then write care instructions and put those here. That kind of thing, and then write extras, and then write accessories included or something like that. Again, a white background, or even like a wood or a brick background would look really nice. I would see if you could get it on someone. This to me, I think is probably really, really cute on. It's kind of hard to tell with the things going on in the background. Again, I think your work is beautiful. I think it's going to be underappreciated because it really could sell if someone saw it. Like I'm like, oh, that looks really good to wear at the office. I've had that same experience myself. And again, see how the light is kind of blowing out some of these stitches. They're really nice stitches, but it kind of doesn't catch it. However, what's really nice is if you see right here, there's a little bit of hazy. I don't know if you guys can tell. Let me see if I can zoom in. If you see the hazing, it looks like it's got like the mohair kind of look to it. It's made, it says yarn, lace, bead. Okay, are there beads in this? I'm not seeing bead work other than in this little pin here or clip. If it's got beads, you might need a close-up because I'm not seeing it. But if you have materials, yarn, lace, bead, because the main thing you're selling is a sweater, I would not list bead unless it's actually a beaded lace or beaded item, even though it's part of the accessory. If you want to sell your accessories separate, you could do that as well. If you decided to, like sometimes I've seen where people have accessories and say this accessory included, but then you can even have a link to another, like down here, you could have a link to how to buy the accessory separate. Or if they have a choice in accessories, and you could like put like an A, B, C, if they have a choice, that kind of thing. So there's different ways you can handle it. Okay, no beads. So I'm sure then you're referring to this. So you might want to take bead off of that. And this is definitely like it fits like a wearable, but it's definitely falls in that shawl category. But like, oh, okay. So see how you have great for the office where air conditioner can make you a little cold. That's great. That's part of that language that would be. Oh, let me zoom out a little bit. Sorry, I'm realizing y'all aren't seeing it at all. That's some of that feel good language that you can write up here. So if y'all have something to suggest for how she should write that, that would be great. Tennis sweater, $35. That seems pretty reasonably priced. So yeah, man, I love this one. I love this picture. This is my favorite picture of all the pictures you have. I really like it. Let's see. Let's go on to, oh, and real quick. And then she's got this little logo here, and you can even pin it. I would suggest, Ada, if you have a Pinterest, when you hover over these, you should be able to pin items, especially like your logo. Let me see if you can pin this. Oh yeah, pin it. Okay, so here, pin your own items. So when you find it, go ahead and click on this image thing and then hit pin, and then your Pinterest will pop up, and then you can look and find it, or create a board and find what pin you want to put it on. And then people can search that board. You know, you can make the board shawls for sale or something like that. Excuse me. Your logo's great, but you might, if you want Tropical Designs or Tropical Dream to stand out, you might want to use a font that's less scroll. and more simple. Like this is kind of an iconic picture here, but you might consider just something a little bit more simpler. If you're talking about something like a logo that you can print over and over and over again, like a one color design is what you would want. Like this would be one color without the graded color here. Like these are going to be more expensive to make business cards or printed things like that. But that's completely up to you, and that's more of a business, that's more of your own marketing thing. But just speaking from a standpoint, if you're trying to market your logo, I think you should stick with right now trying to market the items that you're selling in the best way possible. I would just reshoot some of your photos and add some copy, and I think, you probably start doing really well. Check up information on SEO. Okay, this is Crafty Annie's page. Thank you so much, Ada, for letting us really take a look at that and dive in, because I wish you the best. Y'all go and give her some love at her page. If you know anybody who's having a baby and you think they would enjoy the blanket, or if you know anybody who enjoy that sweater or something, be sure and let people know. Give them the link. Okay, so Crafty Annie, this is her page. Anne Marie, and this is her profile here. When you click on someone's profile, it goes here, of course, and it tells you more about her, but her shop is right here. Now the shop doesn't have currently a logo. Now a shop can also, it doesn't have to have a logo again. It can be a picture of you. It can be a piece of art that you have got that you love, that you made. It could be a picture of an item you did. I suggest making it something bold and that stands out. You can change it if you want to. I suggest trying to stick with the same image. Once I had my logo, I went with it. Now my logo is not like the most simple logo either, so take what I have with a grain of salt too, because I have a hard time simplifying that down. But I'm just telling you best practices. I don't always follow those, okay? But because I just really enjoy the logo I have, so that's why I have it. So it's actually more simplified than what I wanted. Favorite shops. So she's got shops. She's got 30 favorite shops. Crafty Annie has 9 sales on here, and she's been on Etsy since 2007. I don't see anything in her shop right now, but she's got an announcement. And when you're not doing something, you can make an announcement about your deal, and it says she'll be on vacation from July 2nd to 8th. Any purchases will be shipped on the 10th. Thank you. But it's after July right now. So I would suggest going ahead and just updating this and just saying, Anne-Marie, just saying, working on, some goodies, I'll let you know, or like make yourself a deadline and try and hit a deadline. Like be sure and check this page, October 15th, and we'll have more listed, or something, or like, maybe down here, on the shop stuff, about the shop, you can put some stuff of what's going on. Ooh, let's go back real quick. Oh, that's right. Tropical Dream, Ada had something really great. Let's go plug her here. This is great. She has, sorry, I'm going back. She's put in about her shop, like a sweater she's done. Isn't this great? So this shows you what she can do. Here's another scarf that she did. And I can flip through. So there's a sweater and the scarf that she's done. And this is something you can do. You could even do some work in progress. Be like, these are the goodies that I'm making in my shop right now. Stay tuned for XYZ date, and we will be with you shortly, or whatever. Or message me if you want something custom. Anyway, you just fix your shop message, and then I think you should be good. Contact a shop owner. If you have anything here, like a call, what they call is a CDA, or a call to action. You're giving someone instruction to do something. So your call to action would be, I'm working on this. Please check my shop photos if you're interested, and hit contact shop owner. And you could maybe pre-purchase it or something like that. That's something you could do. So when you add the thing about the shop down here, it could have a picture of what's going on, and maybe you could get a pre-purchase thing, and you could let people know what's going on. So the sales, let's go be Snoopy. We're going to go and see what what Crafty Annie has made before. Oh, these are adorable. Look at these little felt pins. These are cute. Here's a cupcake felt pin she sold. A hand-stitched dog pin. A happy kitty pin. Merry Kitschmas. The Ultimate Holiday Collection. Okay, that looks like it's a vintage thing. an art photo print, fine art photography print, crafty Annie's, Cat Love picture frame. Okay, another picture frame. Oh, I like this. So she's selling picture frames, and then what she's done is she's putting her Crafty Annie's little logo and stuff inside the picture frame. That's clever. Okay. So, again, this is another one that it's iconic. I can see the pictures really clear. I do know that it's a picture frame and it needs to be sitting on something, perhaps making the background a little less distracting because this is so colorful. I would not have, I know this is sold, but like, let's say you're going to make another one. I would say eliminate the flowers here and maybe like something really simple to the side, maybe like a twine ball thing or I don't know, maybe nothing at all. Maybe it's just sitting on a wood floor with a white background or something. But I would make it just a little bit more simple. But the bold really got my attention, so you may not need to do anything. Just take it what you will. Oh, look, and she's got little zoomed in close-up photos. That's really great. Yeah, okay, so I like kind of how this photo is going, and it's giving the bottom here, how she's done it. And then look, a cute little cat. Fun stuff. And then down here, she says, here, kitty, kitty. Okay, here's some of the fun language. Okay, this grabs my attention. Here, kitty, kitty, this decoupaged wooden picture frame. Okay, so someone might be looking for wooden picture frame or decoupage picture frame. See how like generic that is perfect for showing your love of your favorite furry feline friend. Well, someone might be looking for feline or furry, you know. Outer and inner edges of this decoupaged frame, look at this, decoupaged frame, that could be another keyword someone's looking for, are painted with yellow ochre, embellished with dark brown button and paw print ribbon bow. This is great language here. Perfect. Great job. Okay. Dimensions, frame approximately 8 inches wide by 8 inches tall, picture opening. So she's got all this information. Wooden dowel included for tabletop display. Absolutely perfect. I can see why you sold this. And she's included the material and all that. Ask a question. So if I wanted to buy this again, I could completely, even though it's sold, I could probably click on this and be like, I saw your kitty cat love picture frame. Do you think you can make one for me, but make the cat gray? You know what I mean? You could totally do that. Reviews. Let's click on her reviews. So she's got 5-star reviews. They say awesome transaction, great service. This one's just a 5-star. This one's a 5-star. This one says, I got a good giggle from this book. Thank you for getting it to me so quickly. So, you know, and when you give people great service, you know, they tend to come back. You can also ask someone for their feedback. And so if you don't have enough reviews, but you do have some sales, then I would ask your customers for a review. Just message them in the message system and be like, hey, do you think that you could give me a review on your recent purchase? Okay. Here's some more. This is really colorful. This is a print here, and she's got her copyright on here, which is great. And then it gives another picture of the prints, and she's saying materials is a photograph, how the picture was taken. She gives good information about where it was. Your photo will not have the copyright text on it. Please feel free to ask any questions. Okay, that's great. That's great language on there. Please allow 5 days after payment before shipping. Photo will be professionally printed when you order. Photos will be shipped to you in high quality packaging. Perfect. So this thing about shipping, yeah, you can put your shipping information. If you're selling a digital pattern, be sure and write, hey, this is a digital pattern. Or you can say, I sell the pattern and the product. This is an actual product. You know, you could actually say that. So that's what people can do with those. Let's see, go back. This is cute. ARF, hand-stitched item here. This is cute. Okay, it says, this hand-stitched puppy wears a blue bandana and barks a happy greeting. The only thing I would maybe do is say something like, puppy pin or button or dog button or dog pin, and like, figure out different keywords that you would want used. Hand-stitched dog pin. Dog lover. You know, you might write dog lover in part of it. Like, this pin would be great for dog lovers. You know, dog lover pin. Anyway, she's got the size of it. So it's very basic and very cute, but it's, I mean, she only needs one photo. There's not really much she needs with this. the, let's see what else. And then, so anyway, so these are some good things. Do you have any questions for me? Let's see. And Marie, reviews. Okay, all of her reviews pop up down here. Do y'all want to see my page again? Let's go back. Let's go to Etsy.com. Oh, and when you tell someone your shop name, be sure and give them the link. Like if you're going to type it out, go ahead and write the link. And what it's going to be is it's going to be, this is how we do it. www.etsy.com/shop/goodknit kisses. Okay, that is it. When I click on that, it goes to my shop page. Okay, so it's always etsy.com and then /shop/ and then your page. If you're giving someone anything other than that, it's not going to work. Like I had to do some digging the first time I was looking for, actually both of the shops that I reviewed that I was looking at. So it took me a moment. So if when you tell someone it's not clear, then make it clear because you're marketing your own company. And so you want to make sure that, that works. Now, my stuff, we can totally critique mine and you guys can give me feedback if you think that I should, try different photographs. Now here's my items. I have things with, sections here. I've got, loom knit patterns, needle and loom, then crochet patterns, then ebooks. This is the cover of my ebook. This is my loom knit drop stitch cowl pattern. This is the baby blanket, crochet baby blanket. Here's a hat. Here's a little scarflet, another hat, dewdrop shawl. Here's a baby cocoon. There's a blanket, another hat. And I took the picture here and then you can see the hat in the background. I had to do this. This is a selfie picture. This one was a picture I had a friend, model for me. She did a great job. Let me go just brag on her, this friend right here. She actually has her own Etsy shop and she sells. And so I said, hey, do you mind? And she's like, no, I don't mind at all. And so she did some modeling for me. And look at that. Isn't that cute? And she actually had her husband take the photos because she bought this from me. And I gave it to her like a really good rate. I said, hey, can you have your husband? Because see, these are the photos I did of my stuff. And I was like, oh, this is not a good picture. Like, I know that I needed a model and I knew that she was model-esque. So I asked her. So that's why she makes the cover of the thing. And so look how the picture is. But because it's so big and it's got all this extra space above it, Etsy like cuts down on it, but it's perfect because it shows just this area when it's a smaller picture. So check this out. When you go back, look how it shows the scarf here. It doesn't actually show her face. So it was kind of fun. And then here is the, my, infinity scarf picture. I could tell you, I probably took 40 pictures of this thing, trying to figure out the best way to show it off. And then these little collage pictures work really well. Just make sure that people can really see what's in the picture. You may not be able to see this purple thing, but at least you can see this is very iconic looking. So when I click on it, of course it's bigger and you can see a lot more. But then I still give zoomed in pictures. See, like this is just my wood floor. This is not a special backdrop. It's just my floor. And then I stick my logo on. You know, so that way, and these are actually brighter in person. Like if you go to my page, like this background isn't as dark of a brown as that, but anyway. And then here's some of the feel good language I was talking about. The marshmallow crochet baby blanket was such a hit that a matching hat was needed. In response to many requests, I designed not one but two hats. One has an added frill edge to make it a bit more girly. The style is nice fluffy baby hat with lots of texture. Sample shown in photo as striped, but can be made solid or any number of striped colors to your liking. You could even use a much larger hook for a teen to adult size. Pattern has video links and crochet along video. And then I wrote size with S in parentheses because there's more than one. Newborn toddler to two toddler sizes. Change hook size up or down for smaller, larger fit. Newborn 6 months plus to 15 is 15-inch circumference with a 7-inch length. Blue and white samples. And then I have a note on like what different things were. And then I said tools and yarn. I tell you everything that you need for basics, and then what kind of skills you need for this. People don't always do this. I do it on mine because this is actually a free pattern. And what I do is I do when I have free patterns on my site. If you want the convenience of a PDF, I go ahead and do that, but I sell it because it helps comp me back the extra time I spent to do that. And so it's $1.99. So I don't mind telling you some of the basic stuff because you can still get this on my website. This is just convenient. And then I tell people this item is ready to ship as a PDF, and then copyright information. And then I give some great reviews that are here besides people being able to go to the reviews, but I save them a step of having to actually do that. Okay. And then these reviews can still be found, but I thought it was really cool to be able to do that. So let me go and read some of your comments. Let's see. Couldn't you repost your prints for sale since they can be reproduced? Yes, Stephanie, I was wondering that too. Yeah, she could definitely list that again as available. And that's completely up to her, but I would definitely do that. That's like selling a digital PDF to me. Oh, she answered, yes, I can do that. Michelle says, also make sure if you have business cards to make sure the links work. Yes, Etsy changed its links a while ago. I had to get new cards. Yeah, that's definitely, oh my gosh, Michelle, yes. Yeah, don't go buy 1,000 cards, just get what you need. And yeah, and you can always go from there. When you become more successful, you can buy more cards. So don't go crazy buying cards, especially when you first design stuff, because I wasted money on cards twice. I actually put my number on several cards when in fact a number wasn't necessary, and could be quite invasive, especially if I sent one to everybody that I was thanking for doing something with me, because I don't necessarily need all those people calling me. Email is just fine. Jackie says, a lot of good ideas. I'll have to be sure my cousin watches your replay. Gail Flynn. Oh, okay. This would be a good way for her to sell many, many crochet items, especially her pine needle hats. Ooh, I'm curious. Oh, nice. Okay. Dawn says, I remember the keyhole scarf pattern. I bought it that day. It came out for my mother. My mother told me the other day she would love another one in a different color. Yeah, I was actually thinking I should make some more for my kids. I kind of grown out of those. But yeah, great idea about using Dog Lover. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Tammy says, I haven't gotten brave enough to do any Etsy or other, but I've sold my stuff to my friends I've seen and had someone asking me to make it certain things to sold them. Yeah, Tammy, I would definitely, whenever you do that, here, I'm going to flip back to me. You don't need to keep looking at my shop. I'm not here to sell my shop. I'm here to just help. But Tammy, yeah, that's definitely good for you. You have a lot of, I've seen a lot of your stuff. It's good and fun. You've got a good range. I think you're making a sweater right now. So if you did do an Etsy shop, and you can also do this on Ravelry too. I mean, there's some things you can do here that you can do. So if you're a Ravelry person and you don't want to do Etsy, then disregard this conversation. But you can also make a project in Ravelry and say, this is what I'm working on. So, but yeah, you could even do like a shop photo and say, this is the sweater I'm doing right now. If you're interested, blah, blah, blah. But if you do sell it to a friend and you know that you're making it for the friend, you'd be like, I'd like to do this transaction on Etsy, which is good because you can actually be protected buyer-wise, buyer and seller-wise, you can be protected. And like I said, you can do a little discount if you want to. So, you can actually make the listing, right before you sell it to them. So it's only up for a minute. And just be like, okay, go to this thing and buy it. So, and it's really good because it gets more sales in your store. And then you can be like, hey, and could you give me a review? You know, so that's really good. It will help you. So don't be shy. Because many people who open up an Etsy store may have already made several sales. And so I'm not saying go create like fake ones and go buy it from yourself. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like a real sale, go ahead and just start getting it on there Even if you're not really marketing your Etsy store yet, you can kind of build up your brand, so to speak, by doing that. And it's good. I wanted to talk about SEO. I'm sure I missed some stuff. Mice little cards you can get some for 20. Yeah, but try Vistaprint. Yeah. You can also do that. Yeah, printing your own, Stephanie. Yeah, you can go to like Office Depot and Staples and stuff and get like the ones that you can just print right up from your computer. Those are just fine too. I mean, you could totally do that. You don't actually have to have business cards. I mean, you could even just print something on like a 3x5 card or like some really pretty paper, like over and over and over, and just cut it up and even like cut it into a shape. You could cut it into a heart or a little sweater. Wouldn't that be fun? Like if you have one of those punches, like if you're a scrapbooker or something, maybe you have a punch that's really big that, make your own. Make a tag and make the tag your card, and then maybe it's just pinned on with one of those springless little pins, that doesn't have a little coil in it. Coilless pin, I forget what they're called. But you could do that. So there's lots of options. So I wanted to talk about SEO, search engine optimization. So when you post something, this applies to anything online, really. A blog, it can be a sale, your Etsy shop. It can be a YouTube video, or a Vimeo video, or wherever. I mean, it could be any one of those things. You have for this posting some kind of title, right? And you want people to find that title. Well, if you get super clever with it, it may not necessarily be searchable. So if you get too generic with it, there may be way too much information out there or something that's identical, and the search engines are not able to find you because there's too much information out there for that particular thing. It's kind of a balance, and it's kind of annoying to hear someone say that and be like, well, don't make it to this and to this. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. Here's the thing. Consistency is king, and also how you advertise yourself and how you get the word out there and everything. But like whatever your title is, repeat whatever's in that title at least 3 times in your copy. Now, the longer your copy is, that's like the description under here, the longer that thing is, the more times you're going to have to, don't ask me what the ratio is. I honestly, I can't remember. It might be 10% or something. But the more you repeat that, the longer your wording is, the more times you have to repeat that. Okay. And so it's not for the benefit, well, it's sort of for the benefit who's reading it. So you have to write it in a clever way. You can't just copy paste the word 3 times. But what it does is it lets the search engines know, okay, they really are talking about this thing. We need to do this. And if you have the opportunity, like Etsy does with tags or YouTube, they have like tags. Then go ahead and repeat those tags as well. But what kings it is the description. Is the title and the description. Okay, so those things will improve the optimization. The way that the search engines think about what you're doing, and it makes it more popular. And and so the more people who search for it and click on the right thing, the more Google and other search engines go, ooh, yeah, that was a good one. We recommended a good one. Let's do it again, guys. Let's do it again. It's called an algorithm, and they program it, and those are things that it likes. It likes things that are popular. It continues to make popular things popular. You wonder why popular people get more popular. It's because of algorithms. It also happens in real life, too. Like, you remember in grade school, the popular person just kind of keeps getting more and more popular, and unless something happens. So, that's kind of how things go. But with search engine optimization, if you have a blog that continues to be in disrepair, if a virus gets on it, if there's links broken. Oh, and also it likes outbound links. So Now, besides on Etsy, like if you have a blog or you have YouTube or whatever, Etsy doesn't really let you link. It doesn't let you link to say, it won't let you link to like it doesn't want you to go to Ravelry, that kind of thing. And I don't think you can actually put an email address on there. I forget what all the rules are on there because I just kind of keep my same formulaic thing. I figured out what works for me. But if you, I lost my train of thought. I saw someone post something. Michelle says, so if I tag Kim Kardashian, will I get more hits? No. There's a big old butt involved and it's not Kim. Cut it out. No. If you write sex or you write Kim Kardashian or you write Michael Jackson or something, it's not going to do it because unless your title agrees with your description and then the actual product or whatever you're writing about has to do with it, then the search engines are going to go, that's a load of BS. This is not okay with us. And they'll actually devalue what you have done. So that's, and there's a big thing right now, crackdown. Google is actually cracking down on, or actually Facebook is cracking down. I should say Google. Facebook is actually cracking down on clickbait ads, clickbaity posts. So if someone posts something that's very clickbaity, that means like it's like such an outlandish title, it makes you want to click on it. You'd be like, you thought she was popular then, see her now, like what is she, check out what she looks like now, or way to get rid of Parkinson's, they're keeping a secret from you, and you're like, what? Someone's keeping a secret from me? Oh, but click that. Parkinson's, we need to solve that. Let's click that. And it has nothing to do with that. Or it's just all about trying to get you to click on advertisements. That's wrong. And Facebook is actually cracking down on that. So, but YouTube for years, it's actually been in their policies. Facebook is just making a big deal right now because they're trying to get more in the news. And they're like, look what we're doing. But YouTube has been doing that this whole time. And they've actually told people that. They're like, please do not do this and this and this. And they don't want you to put in your thumbnail a picture of some hot girl, half naked. And then people click on the thumbnail and they're like, oh, it's a picture about how to pour concrete. And they just wanted me to click on it to get views. So anyway, Gayla says, I hate clickbait with a passion. I do too. I am subject to hitting them sometimes unknowingly. I don't even really know how to make it. Sometimes I wish I was a little bit better about writing something that someone just absolutely wants to click on without actually saying too many words. I'm not very good at that. If I did, I'd probably be more popular or something, or sell more patterns, or my website actually made me better money. But I'm not very good at that. But at the same time, I'm glad I'm not good at that, because what if now they're coming down on crackdown on it, and maybe a legitimate thing of mine has sort of a clickbaity title, and then now I get devalued because it appears clickbaity. So maybe it's a good thing that I was like that. So you know what? Maybe thing that you thought was not your strength is actually you're actually strong because you don't have that thing. So don't down yourself. Do the best that you can do with the tools at hand, right? And learn. Just look at things and try and learn as much as you can. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm scrolling through. I am looking. Tammy says she makes her own cards, and so does someone else. Oh, I am terrible at copy in my Etsy shop. Trish, what is your link? Tell us. What is your Etsy shop? I tend to just put the measurements of items and not much more. I really need to do better at this. I am a work in progress. Oh, LOL. Aw. Trish, can you give us your Etsy shop name, please? Or give us the link? That would be great. Because maybe we can help you with that. let me go back to my page. I'm going to hit refresh, and let's see if I can be able to pull up anything if you do that. Is your name under, let's see, is it under your name and all? If I look for you, Trish Conway, sorry, Trish Conway, I'm looking to see if that's your name on here. I wonder if it'll happen. Ooh, Trish Conway's profile. I have no idea if this is right. This isn't you, is it? Oh, really? This camera. Okay. Is this you? Favorites? Do you have a shop? This isn't you. This can't be you. Because you would definitely have a shop. March 2011? Okay. Joanne says, you can be engaging without resorting to clickbait verbiage. Yeah. I mean, I think, well, hopefully what I write is engaging. Not everything is, because I'm not perfect. Definitely not. I just try and polish my skills where I can. Gayla says, exactly, Joanne, once you clickbait me, I'm pretty much done there. Yeah, it's not cool. But yeah, so I had reading the terms of service is kind of annoying on things, but when I did YouTube, I took that very seriously, and I read everything at the time. And sorry, I'm like cleaning out my nails. Read all the jargon on that and see what works for you. I mean, see what you need to be wary of or make notes of. You can really get yourself into trouble if you continue to do that. So anyway, I have rattled on. It is 10 o'clock, y'all. I have completely lost track of the time. Thank you for joining me today. We can totally look at some more things. Next week, I will not be here. I was hoping that Trish would put her thing on here. Oh, I'm sorry. She just did it. I'm going to go to Barnway. So sorry. I just saw it. Okay. Barnway Creations. Barnway. I was just about to cut it off, and I'm so sorry I didn't see that. So I will, after I'm done with Trish, I will do that. Barnway Creations. There she is. Okay. Here's Barnway. Did I give the link for... Who did I give the link for? Did I give the link for everybody I did the thing for already? If I didn't, I'm going to go back. I'll have to go back and do that. This is Barnway Creations. Trish's store. Who did I give the link for earlier? Was it, did I do Crafty Annie's? Anne-Marie's store. Okay, sorry, I just want to be fair and get it all in there. Okay, there we go. Barnway Creations. Okay, all right. Oh, you're welcome, Michelle. I can't remember what I'm saying you're welcome for. Okay, creating luminant items. Woohoo! We got a loomer here. Barnway Creations, creating luminant items to share. She's got some pictures of some things that she's got. She's got her contact over here. She's got 4.5 stars, 15 reviews. She's in Maine, and 54 sales on Etsy since 2012. That's outstanding. Okay, so here's one of her items here. It's nice. It's got a white background. I can easily see what's going on. It's got a little pom-pom and everything. And here's her scarf, one of a kind. Warm knit scrap yarn. Okay. Now when I hover, it tells me the rest. So like it shows that the copy kind of extends. My titles go beyond it as well, and that's okay. But when you hover, it finishes saying that the word is scarves. So, and then we've got hats, booties, levy, blanket set, and then it's all this one picture here. And then she's got an announcement here. You can read her announcement on her page. Of some general stuff. It even tells you when she last updated. So this was back in March. And I forget to go back to this too, but it is nice to have an updated one. So it's one of these best practice things to go and look at. But if you don't have anything time sensitive, you can just leave it forever. Look, she's made good use of her sections that are available to her. She's got her hats where she can see it. This white hat, I can't tell though if it's actually gray or if it's off-white. So actually in this circumstance, it might be good to put like maybe a wood background with it, or a brick, or like some kind of natural thing like a stone or something, or even do like a light blue background, like a robin's egg blue or something, and then that way it would stand out. So let's just kind of go to this one here. It says, these hats measure approximately 14 to 16 inches around brim and 7 to 8 inches long, including pom-pom. If needed, hats are made in a smoke-free home. There's pets in the homes to include a dog, cat, and a rabbit. Okay, so what she's got here is she's saying these hats. Okay, this is confusing to me because it says warm knit baby hats with or without pom-pom. Choose pre-made or request color scheme. Okay. So what you're doing is you're selling the ability to customize. Okay. Maybe it could be, like you might want to list the ones that you already have that are in a specific color as separate listings that can be kind of regurgitated over and over, because you may have written down exactly what you used and all that, and so you keep an inventory. But you might want to have a generic posting and then just say customize a hat for yourself. Choose pom-pom or no pom-pom. Request a color scheme or something. Like, you can totally do that. But if you're going to do that, you might want to do like a collage shot with multiple ones, and maybe put like a word that goes across and says custom hat, or custom hats available, or something like that. Or you might even make that your title, but I put it on the picture because this one isn't as appealing. It makes me think this is the actual hat. So, okay, so this one is your hat here. Oh, did she have another picture of that one? I'm so sorry. Did you have multiple pictures and I just didn't get it? Okay, yeah. So you've got multiple hats. I would just make a collage. Like, you get 5 pictures available to you. You might want to just insert one more picture and it's got all 4 of them in like a big square thing, and then it's collage, and then maybe put something across and say pick color, of hat or so. I don't know. So you might kind of check that out and see what people do feedback in this forum here. So you love the scarf. Okay, wait, let's go back. Let's see, where's her scarf? Do we see a scarf? This scarf. Yes, let's look at her scarf. Yes, that was one I wanted to see too. Okay, so this is great. Okay, so she's got a very colorful scarf. Now it says one of a kind knit scrap yarn scarves. Okay, so saying they're scarves, it makes me think that I'm getting multiple for 15. So you might want to clarify and say custom scarf, but somehow make it known that theirs would be available. I don't know. My words are failing me, but you might want to make like a different kind of note. One of a kind scarf, and then say, something like scrap yarn will vary or something. I don't know. You can always update the listing and write, and put it on there. The current scarf is the first one that's pictured. You know what I mean? Maybe these say previous scarf sold or something like that. Let's see. The scarves with fringe measure 4 inches wide. Okay, so what you want to do is whatever your title is up here, go ahead and copy it and paste it down here and try and figure out what word you want to pull out as your keyword, and then repeat that in this first sentence here. And maybe if it's a paragraph, maybe repeat it one more time in this sentence, and then repeat it some other time down here. And then maybe if you can't figure out how else to do it, in the bottom you could paste the keyword again and write, I hope you enjoy your blah, blah, blah. Like sometimes I do that in a video and be like, I hope you enjoy this video about blah, 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 or in a blog. You might see me do that because I'm trying to repeat that word to get it out there, right? You might say this one is colorful scarves, colorful scrap scarf, colorful one-of-a-kind scarves available or something, or I don't know. Anyway, I'm just continuing to bludger on. Okay. And then these are cute. You've got a lot of cute little items and stuff. If you have a model for some of the things that go on the feet, I would suggest just maybe like keeping these photos, but maybe adding another photo that's the first one that has a person in it. Little tip, big tip. Okay, according to YouTube, thumbnails, which are the thing that click on the video, and I'm talking about even like me talking to a YouTube consultant even as of 3 weeks ago, and he was adamant with me. He was like, pictures with people are more popular. People are drawn to people. So if it's an attractive picture, I don't mean necessarily the person, but if it's an attractive picture, it's taken well, it's in good lighting, it's just, you don't have to be a professional to take a great picture. You really don't. But you want to make sure that the subject is lit well, the thing that you're featuring looks good on them. And if not, if you're even doing it with your camera phone, sometimes like tap, if something's like really super bright, tap on that item and it will make everything lower on the, like it'll take that blown out part. If you click on the part that's really bright, it'll brighten the picture up. So, when you're taking pictures of stuff, you like, I'm just talking about if you have a touchscreen phone, it's like auto focusing. If you have a regular camera, even better. I do everything with my cell phone, just so you know. Everything is done on my iPhone. All the pictures that you ever see me do, all the videos you ever see me do, I'm doing it on my iPhone. And most of the time when I'm editing my pictures, I'm editing them on my iPhone. Most of my pictures, I don't put a filter on. I really don't. And so I try and take the pictures so I have to do the least amount of work later. Truly, honestly, I do. I just make sure the area around it's clean, that the main thing, like, okay, right now, I would never make this like, oh my gosh, this is the best professional photo, because guess what? You're distracted by everything around me. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. If I do this, you're real distracted. What's that piece of yarn? What's she got on the zippy loom? Oh my gosh, do I see a Cindy wood back there? Wow, that's a really bright light. Hey, what's going on in that art niche over there? What's this thing? Why does she have this wide thing? Well, actually, it's a light. What is that? Oh, what's this weird piece of thing? Oh, it's a cutting board, a cutting mat that I got. Like you're very distracted right now. If I do this, you can't see some of that stuff. If I go even further, maybe you can see this model back here. Maybe you can see if I had a model right here with something I want to set, like a sweater. You might be like, Kristen, where's the pattern for that sweater? And I'd be like, I'm so glad you asked. And like, right, if I do this, you can't see that glare here. If I keep doing this, you might like, hey, here's my selfie. Yeah. I'm just toting my yarn. And see how I'm blocking some stuff? So like you can actually kind of get your picture and you get people to look at the things you want them to look at. Like this. Mannequin photo bomb. So it's all about how you trick the photo. Have you heard of people say, food porn? Have you noticed that food is looking sexier these days? You ever notice that? Food looks sexy. So what you do is, like, let's just imagine this is a piece of food. This is a piece of food. This is like a plate. Okay. And I'm going to take a picture of my plate. Now, person who doesn't know anything, they take a picture and they take a picture straight on. They're like, boom, that's a picture of the plate. All I see is the plate. Okay. An artistic shot is going to go low and sideways, and they're going to get this little this little guy right here. And they're going to get as much in this picture as possible and as little as the negative space around them and be like, boom. And then they're going to go, oh crap, my reflection's in here. Maybe I need to like sort of angle a little bit to get the reflection out, you know, and that kind of thing. Not edit the picture, but just like kind of move around, you know, and there's nothing worse than a shiny object and a naked person holding a camera. Did you ever see the teapot picture? Someone from long ago posted on eBay. They were trying to sell a teapot, and it was a naked man trying to sell his teapot on eBay. Anyway, so there's food porn. And so when you shoot it like that, it kind of becomes sexy. It's like very appealing. And you're like, I really want that chocolate cake, and I hate chocolate. It's like this. It's like a focus on the little curl of chocolate that's on there, and you're just like, oh, I like that. To a coffee lover, you gotta like a bean. Like let's say you want to make cozies. Okay, this is a great season. I'm going to give you an idea of something that you can sell in your Etsy shop tomorrow. You could make it today with your scrap yarn. You can make coffee cozies. You could make one with customizable stitched on letters for the person. Okay, you could make that an offering. Go ahead, take my idea. I'm not going to make them. Make your coffee cozy. When you take the picture, put your little coffee mug down there. Go buy some beans, some unground coffee beans, like a breakfast blend, and like get a little pile of them and just stick them right next to it. Put your little coffee mug, put the little thing strapped on. Maybe go get like a little tea bag, you know, next to it, and put a tea bag. Put your coffee, like maybe tea bag and coffee on either side. Put your cup here, and then like kind of go boom, like a top angle, and it gets the little like the cool little coffee beans, and it gets the coffee, and it gets like all this kind of cool stuff where like they're sort of out of focus in the background. You can see, oh, it's for coffee or tea, or me, I want this coffee mug, you know, I want this little cozy, and right, mug not included, you know. So those are ways to market. Okay. Coffee cozies are great right now. They're great for gifts. They're great for selling. They're great for craft fairs. They work up really fast. I look like I'm bouncing. I'm all giddy about coffee cozies. Coffee cozies! Get a cozy! Mm-hmm. Anyway. There's lots of cool patterns out there, you know? So, I don't have one for it, but there's lots of cool patterns. I haven't made one because I'm like, there's so many good ones. Anyway. Okay, so this is a super, super, super long thing. I hope I have helped you. Trish, I'm sorry I did not spend as much time on Barnway Creations. You've got some great stuff. I think you probably got some good ideas to go with. And she's got some great things. She's got some great feedback. So if you guys like her stuff, go and click. I'm going to favorite her shop right now. And I'm going to go make sure I have favorited the shops of the other ladies. The other ladies, where are you? If I didn't, I need to, don't I? Let's go favorite Ada. Okay, already favorited yours. So let me know yours. And if you need feedback on yours, or go listen to this broadcast again. All right, ask your questions for replay. When I give you the replay for questions, they will be answered on the next social media thing, which will be 2 weeks from today. I'll be on a mission trip next week. I leave that Friday morning. I might do a broadcast while I'm on my way in the car, but probably not. And that would be just to say hi. So, coffee. Tammy says, y'all send me out with some hearts and love. I love you guys. We will see you later. Be good to each other. Have a good weekend. It's a long weekend. I think it's Columbus Day Monday. Am I off on my holidays? I'm not sure. Anyway, have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.